My name is Michael O'Brien. I'm actually a professional magician in the Orange County and Los Angeles areas.
Use. I think I need to.
One of the first magic tricks that I learned when I was really little was actually, it's called the nickels to dimes. It affected me the most because as a young magician, I was still trying to discover who I was as a performer. And I had a pretty tough audience. I had, my brothers, my mom, my dad, my friends down the street. And I had to be able to take this little trick that I learned at the joke shop, and I had to be able to turn it into something that they would be like, whoa, that was amazing. Like, how did you do that? It's really hard for someone who's like 5 years old to be able to do that. So I started doing magic and getting more into it as a hobby as I started to get older. Around maybe the 6th grade or 7th grade, I actually stopped doing magic for a little while to focus on other things. But it wasn't until my senior year in high school, a bunch of my friends and I, we actually went out to Hollywood Boulevard, and there was a magician there who was doing magic on the street, and it ignited my passion to be able to start really focusing on magic and get back into it again. Next thing you know, I'm working at the magic shop on Main Street at Disneyland, and that really pushed me in the direction of doing this as a working professional. About a couple years ago, I actually quit my day job and dove headfirst 100% into magic, and this is what I do for my living now. I tend to be very shy by nature, so before I actually walk out and start magician, so to speak, I usually go into the bathroom, I wash my hands, I wash my face, and I just stare at myself in the mirror, check to make sure everything looks good, right? And I look at myself in the mirror, and I don't say anything out loud necessarily, but inside my head I'm telling myself, like, okay, you're gonna do well tonight, you're gonna go out there, people are gonna love you, you're gonna blow their minds, you're gonna have a blast, and before you know it, it's gonna be over. That gets me into this mindset that I can jump in and start performing. Because otherwise, I tend to psych myself out a little bit. Instead of doing that awkward walk around the room thing, I just do that in the restroom before I actually go out and start performing for people. Just makes it easier for me to transition in from the everyday Mike to Michael O'Brien magician mode, if that makes any sense. So aside from the obvious being the magician and the entertainment, I also have to be marketing and advertising myself. If I'm doing any kind of promotional work like videos or pictures or anything like that, then you have to learn the financial side of it. So I have to learn how to handle money, I have to learn how to create invoices, you have to learn how to talk to clients in a business way. And so that's one of the hardest things that I had to overcome when it comes to running my own business, is making sure I stick to a schedule and keeping my schedule and everything like that. My family is actually very supportive of my magic career. My wife always tells me, she's behind me 100%. She loves that I'm following my passion, as long as I pay my bills. Basically, I'm good to go. And this has been very fruitful for me. It's been very good to my family. And I actually have a little 6-month-old daughter now. And it's one of those things that I can honestly say is a dream come true, that not only am I able to do something that I love and make time for myself to do something that I love, but the thing that I love is actually able to provide for my family. It's a really awesome feeling. The scariest part about what I do is not knowing if I'm gonna have work in the future. So I try to focus my business in such a way that I'm always a few months ahead, so that I know, if forbid anything were to happen, that my family's future is protected. I can't wait until bring your parent to school day. What does your mommy do? Oh, my mommy, she's a teacher. What does your daddy do? My daddy's a magician, and I can't wait for that.